However, you've got some terrible news for us.
Yeah, a very serious situation unfolding in southeastern Spain. The area has been hit by really torrential rainfall, which has led to very, very severe flooding. We've got some fresh images here. This is presumably an emergency service helicopter that has been coming in and out, rescuing people. We know that now Spain's central government has set up a crisis committee to help coordinate rescue efforts. We have an image there of someone being lifted into that helicopter, but at least 51 people have very sadly been killed after this flooding. 4 of those, we understand, this number sadly could rise, include children. About an hour ago, 6 other people were missing, but we presume that that number will rise over the coming hours. The main area that has been affected by this flooding is Valencia, and authorities are urging people to stay indoors and not to use travel unless it is absolutely necessary. It is very dangerous, especially if you get a manhole cover, like you said last time, that floats. It doesn't take much water either to float your car as well. And there is images that I'm sure we will get and come onto that show cars being washed through the streets in this muddy, dirty water. We heard also from a British couple that said that they were trapped in their car for about 10 hours, which must have been incredibly scary. And also speaking to the press, the president of the Valencian community, Carlos Mazon, had put out a statement to say it's beginning to be possible to access areas that until very recently were inaccessible. We can see there a rescue of some description, perhaps someone inside that tin foil there taking place. He said, we can confirm there are already lifeless bodies that have been found. Out of respect for the families, we're not going to give any more information right now, but we've got emergency services there driving through some of this flood water. And radio and TV stations as well have received calls from members of the public who've been trapped. But we have these fresh images there of some of these rescues taking place. And you can see that man there holding a bin bag, presumably people just grabbing whatever possessions they can actually get their hands on to escape.
Taking more and more inflatables into the region to try to rescue people who I'm sure are trapped in their properties.
Yeah, and also to do with this, we have had people being rescued, but also, as I said, that couple that got stuck in, that couple that got stuck in their car. But we also know that a high-speed train with nearly 300 people on board derailed near Malaga, although rail authorities say that no one
Tell me that again.
A high-speed train, Kay, with nearly 300 people on board derailed near Malaga. This is the latest information that we are just getting. Rail authorities say no one was hurt.
I mean, a regional emergency, isn't it?
It is. It fundamentally is. They have set up a crisis committee to deal with this. But to give you an idea of the extent of this weather event, you can see there just how strongly that current is at this stage. Meteorologists say that the storm that we are having here is only comparable to storms that happened over 40 years ago. This is not uncommon to have some level of flash flooding and rainfall in this area of eastern Spain, but to have it to this extent is developing into a big emergency for authorities.
And I'm guessing that a lot of people who are listening to us this morning will know Valencia and will know that it's very much a tourist town as well.
It is, and I think that will be an interesting factor to work out what happens with that angle, because obviously we are seeing what presumably is mostly local residents being rescued, but there is that element we might hear from the government about what, if any, Foreign Office aid or help is being sent or distributed in the area. But incredibly concerning that 51 people have died, and the words "at least" indicate that that number is undoubtedly going to rise further.
OK, so if people are just tuning our way, these are the headlines. At least 51 people have died in flash floods in eastern Spain. Just half an hour ago, that number was 13.
13, yeah.
So it gives you an idea of where this desperate situation is going.
Absolutely. Heavy rainfall, hailstorms triggering this rapid flooding. We can see emergency services there putting items into what look like small boats or canoes. The main area impacted is Valencia. Authorities advising people to stay at home, do not travel unless necessary. As I was saying there, that you were alarmed by a high-speed train with nearly 300 people on board derailed near Malaga. Although no one was hurt, it takes very little to float a car K in this type of water, very fast-moving. You can see residents there trying to get people into cars and to safety.
Okay. I know you're going to continue to monitor this for us. We'll be live at the scene at the top of the next hour for you here on Sky News.